Hi, I'm Myreon,
And I'm Colby.
and welcome to Caught in Suburbia. Today we're going to talk about governing documents. So, Colby, we have new homeowners, or maybe some seasoned homeowners, and a lot of them may not even know what governing documents are. Can you tell us what they are?
Be happy to. Your governing documents, in essence, are the legal documents that define your roles and responsibilities within a homeowners association. The governing documents establish the association, prescribe how it's to operate, and give various rules and regulations on how homes are to be maintained, how assessments are to be collected. That's kind of the overarching responsibility of the governing documents. But there are some specific individual documents within that umbrella term, governing documents.
Okay, so it sounds like it's a very important piece of information that everyone should become familiar with if you're a new homeowner or an existing homeowner who just may have questions. So that's awesome. So I know that there's a part, because you said that's an overarching umbrella, thanks. So covenants, can you tell me what those are? Because you hear this term interchangeably, CC&Rs or covenants and
bylaws
and
all
things.
these different terms. Absolutely. So there's a hierarchy to the structure of your documents. The state law is going to be, well, really federal law. Then you have state law. Then you're going to have your plat, which is filed when all the homes are, when the neighborhood's subdivided. Your plat map, then your declaration of covenants, conditions, and restrictions, your bylaws, and your articles of incorporation, and then any additional rules and regulations adopted by the board. That's your general hierarchy of governing documents. But you asked about your covenants. So you see where covenants fell above your bylaws and your board resolutions, but below state and federal law. So that's kind of the law of the land is your declaration.
Okay.
The declaration establishes the association. It makes you a mandatory member. So in a covenant community, by virtue of purchasing the home, you become a member of the association through these restrictions. They're often called deed restrictions or covenants or the DCC&Rs, CC&Rs. That's what we're referring to in this case. So it's going to describe maintenance responsibilities, how the assessments against your lot are established so that the association can fund its responsibilities, such as insurance and amenities and those various other topics, which we won't get into here. But all of those requirements and restrictions are established in the declaration.
Okay, so with that being stated, so things such as ACC request or ACCs, and for those that don't know, which will be another topic, architectural request, we could find those in the governing documents. Or like you said, why does the association work the way that it works?
Absolutely.
This would be the document that would pretty much tell us the basis and their guide for how they should be governing what's happening.
Okay. Yep. Anything related to your association and your home, they're going to be defined in your declaration of covenants, conditions, and restrictions.
See, I like the point that you made as far as the homeowner's responsibilities, because a lot of homeowners may not know how they fit in with the governing documents. So that's an important factor of knowing that's what...
And something to consider when you said homeowner versus maybe association responsibilities. Sometimes it's unclear when you move into a house, what does my association cover? What am I responsible for? Actually be cognizant of that if you live in a townhome or a condo, because those are going to have different restrictions, different defined maintenance obligations based on those types of communities versus your traditional single-family detached homes. Okay. A townhome and a condo has more maintenance of the exterior of the buildings, for example. And so understanding that is crucial because you need to be able to know as you move into your new home
Right.
what you're responsible to take care of and what the association is responsible to take care of. So it's a crucial differentiator.
So my last thing, where can we find these good documents?
That's a great question. So in Texas, at least, they have to be filed with the county that your home is located in. So
Okay.
at a bare minimum, they're going to be found and accessible through your county tax, your property records, your county clerk. In addition, there's a couple of other places where they need to be held. But your association should have a website. If you have a management company, they may offer a website to you. They have to be made available online. They're also generally mailed to you when you close, or are made available when you purchase your home through your title company. So your title company should provide those documents, but if you're in the process of moving in, you're in the hustle and bustle and doing all of that busy work that's so important when you're moving, you might lose or misplace. You can always find them online. If you do, again, if you have a management company, contact them. They can provide them to you. They should have a website. Last resort, you can go to your county records and get them there. So there should be no issues finding them.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, because in this line of work, I have run across a few individuals who were saying, I didn't get this at closing. But now that we know, even if you've misplaced it or overlooked it just by accident, that there is a way to find the governing documents.
And in the digital age, things aren't necessarily printed anymore. So you might have in the past got a physical binder of documents. Now it might be a flash drive, or I don't even think they do CDs anymore. But
I don't believe they do.
or DVDs, or however they're storing them. But maybe they even get it in an email, right? So you're going to get those provided to you, again, because when you purchase a home in a covenant community, you are made a part of the association by virtue of owning that property. So you are titled to those documents. You are conjoined with them at that point, that purchase. So they're very important. If you enjoyed that one, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next one.